What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Tokes. I can't even say my own name. Look at that. I'm horrible today. It's your boy Tokes and your boy Slang, and we are Darkness with a Junior Hue. How is everyone doing today? We're going to get right to it. But first off, Slang, how was your day today?
So far, so good. Can't complain. What did you
Wonderful.
do to get better today?
You know what? I wanted to start it off with that too because I was excited because we were talking about a few things around the realm of what I was doing today. And today, I had a nice music lesson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the trumpet.
The trumpet.
Nice.
And to be honest, it's coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it feels good
It's like
when it comes back. Like there was a point in the lesson where I was just horrible. And he said I tried to put oil for the valves. I messed up the thing. So he said, take your time, reposition it, get comfortable, and you should be good. And lo and behold, then that was done. And then again, he was telling me my breathing was off because I was going through and it started great, and then I die down and I have no breath for the rest of the measure. And he says, well, take your time, change your, and he was showing me exercise. And I'm like, man, like I feel not humbled, but I feel grateful for these small little tidbits that he was doing for me that was making me confident again. And by the end of this session, I felt so good. So now the only thing I've had issues with is just, I guess, again, finger positions with the trumpet. And he said, you know what, it's all right to go write them down and go with that until you memorize everything again. Because again, 20 years is a long time for you to remember that. But lo and behold, I was playing the trumpet with some very nice sound, and I was very, very happy about that. So that's what I did for myself to be better today. How about yourself?
Today I don't think I did too much today, to be honest. I can't, at least not yet. I can't cite anything, which to a degree
Like you said
is
before,
is
sometimes doing
something to
nothing.
better yourself. Yeah, is doing something. Sometimes you got to take a break. So yeah, I took a break, I guess, today, not by any plan of my own, just kind of
Right.
happened today. But yeah, been cool. And I worked today, so I made money. That's something for
Now,
sure.
I was going to ask you about work, but we'll talk about it another time. But let's get into
Mm,
it because I know everybody's got a busy schedule. During my trip to the T Dot to see my boy Slang and
mm-hmm,
other folks,
mm-hmm.
I had the time to watch a movie we were talking about that we were actually excited to see.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Bob Marley One Love movie. Um, I went to see with a friend of the show, Shauna. Shauna was out with me
Oh,
to go
nice,
see this. Yeah,
nice,
it was a great reunion because she's one of my best friends. I mean, 20
nice,
plus years, and she was so excited to see me. I said, "Yeah, let's go check it out." So we
nice.
did that, and I know before I saw the movie, we've talked about it. We heard there was a whole bunch of gripe about people going onto social media bashing the movie,
Mm-hmm,
saying this, saying that about the I guess the family. I guess one half of the family
mm-hmm,
doing some things and not incorporating the rest. Put that all aside. In terms
mm-hmm,
of the movie itself, I thought was fairly well done.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I know we were talking about musical biopics,
Did
and
we? Did you
most
say the name of the movie?
Bob Marley, One Love, yes.
Okay, okay.
Oh, yes, yes. Bob Marley, One Love. I thought I
Yeah.
did thought I
I
did,
don't
but yes.
know. I didn't. I don't know if I missed it, but
All good, yeah. But it was the Bob Marley pick that we've been talking about for a
right.
while, and both of us said we would watch it, and also probably said we'd critique it on the
Yeah.
show. So here's our chance to critique the show, or critique the movie,
Mm-hmm,
One Love, Bob Marley. In my standpoint, I thought it was very well done. The
mm-hmm.
whole thing about the accents and stuff like that, and it was just over the top complaining for something that I think was underlining, if you know what I mean, right?
Always.
There was an underlining problem that people had, and they had to pick something to complain about.
Yeah.
So I think
Nitpicking.
on a scale of say 1 to 10, I honestly give that about a 7.5, even close to an 8.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, tell me why. Tell me
The,
why you
the,
give it a 7.5
well,
before
number
I.
one, the main actor, spot on. All right,
Okay.
he did an amazing job with the mannerisms, the accent, and just
Excuse me.
all out great performance. All
Mm-hmm,
right, number one.
mm-hmm,
Uh, Number two, I like the short period of time they did to explain a lot. You know,
Okay.
so in that, I guess it was about 3 years, give or take.
Yep. 3 years
They showed
exactly.
they showed a
76
lot
to
of
79.
complications that was going on in Bob's life,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people really don't even know about. They know the
Right.
musician, they don't know what he went through. So
Mm-hmm.
right off the hop, like everybody knows he was shot. Not a lot of people knew why he was shot
Mm-hmm.
and how serious it was and so forth and what he did to kind of get back.
Yep.
So I liked that they I like when they put the compact version with a lot of detail. So
Mm-hmm.
that was another one. Um, and thirdly, the music. The music
Okay.
itself. I mean,
Yep.
you know his music,
Yep.
you know the lyrics, you know the vibe, you know
Mm-hmm.
what you're getting into. So those are my top three reasons of why this movie was an 8 for me
Yeah.
because it was just I wouldn't say a feel good movie because
Right.
in the end this person passed, but again,
There's
I
feel
thought it was
good
a
to it. Feel goodness
yeah,
to it though.
yes,
I think
yes,
I
there was a
actually
feel
would
good
say the movie has a feel good. It is there's a feel good.
coming up from
Yeah, because it doesn't
adversity.
end with tragedy. They tell you, but it doesn't really
Right,
end like that.
right. So
Okay, 7.5 out of 10.
yeah.
Um, I would give it about somewhere in there, 7.5.
Hmm. Hmm.
My pros are I thought the acting was pretty good.
Hmm.
I thought like you said previously to seeing it, there was a lot I heard a lot of complaints about the accents, but
Right,
actually, Finn, actually shout out Finn, he was one of the first people to say, the accents are good. And me and him were always complaining about Jamaican accents in
of
film.
course, of
So for
course.
everybody who does not watch the show regularly, I'm a first generation Canadian Jamaican. So I've seen, i.e., Luke Cage second season, terrible.
Oh yes,
They
you're right.
usually
I forgot
they
about that.
usually sound Irish.
Yeah.
That's what we always laugh about. They don't sound
Mm.
Jamaican. They make them sound Irish. I don't know how they get it like that, but that's what it. Joe Black. Look at Joe Black with um Brad Pitt.
With Brad Pitt. Now,
Eclipse everywhere. Let's go look it up. Let's go
I
look it
know I
up.
saw it. I just saw it because they were talking about there was a scene that people were saying that the accents were bad, and they throw on Brad Pitt's thing
Voiceover. Like,
in the hospital. I think he was in. I don't know
yeah,
if it was, and he was doing
yeah,
his
it
thing,
was. It
and I'm
was
like,
awesome.
Brad Pitt throwing out
Yeah,
the Wi-Fi like
terrible.
that. I'm like, what
Oh
the
my god!
hell?
Like
I'm like,
they
okay,
could have just made him do anything else but that because that wasn't it. So I've seen terrible. It's not Shatas. Like it's not
yeah, that's
which I didn't
rude boy.
expect that. I didn't
Yeah.
expect it to be that. Shatas is shot literally by amateur actors
Hmm.
for the most part, who are of Jamaican descent for the
Hmm.
most part.
Do you even think they even used the script per se? I think they were just going off a feeling.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying to a degree.
Right.
There's a storyline or a loose,
Yes.
maybe some lines and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I think because that's one of the best homegrown films I've seen, like
It's a
out of Jamaica, one of the best
it's a
I've seen.
legendary one
There's
for sure.
another one, which we'll get back to that. But anyway, um, so I thought the accents were pretty good.
Hmm.
The only accent I didn't really like was Rita Marley. I thought hers
Well,
was probably the worst of the bunch. Um,
okay. I
yeah,
to kind of not say counter, but to explain. She's American, but
British. She's
sorry,
British.
she's British, but
Oh.
she was a perfect one who fit in terms of that. I think
Now,
this is
okay, here's my thing.
Hollywood wise.
And I'll get
Right.
back to that part. But
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
there's to a degree you are correct,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
we'll get back to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So the accents, the acting was good. Bob's accent was better than I expected that guy to do.
Mm,
So maybe that's why I'm okay with it. I don't
okay.
think it was bad at all. There's always going to be moments like, yeah, we wouldn't say it like that. But
Right.
for the most part, for a guy who isn't Jamaican, I think he was probably the only one that was not of Jamaican descent. I could even be wrong. I don't remember. I know there's one of the main characters is not of Jamaican descent. I feel like it was him. So if that's the case, he did really well, in my
Mm,
opinion. Um, the story was good.
mhm.
I didn't know it was only going to be 3 years. I thought it was going to be ab- about his life. Like they had sprinkles of his youth and his childhood in there, but mostly it was focused on those 3 years from 76 to 79. And so all those are mostly the pros. I can't,
Mhm.
there's no, it moved well. It wasn't, I didn't think there was any boring parts. I I could say the film was okay to good, but I didn't think it was great.
Okay.
And I could tell you why I don't think it was
Yeah. I was gonna
great.
say, give me your cons for it now.
Yeah, my cons now would be it was only 3 years. There's a
I would
lot
say the
more to
same.
Bob's
Yeah.
story
I
that
would say the
we
same
could
thing.
have included. I think it was very surface level, like very they didn't delve
PG.
deep into, yeah, like
Mhm.
not even him and Rita's relationship.
Yep.
It didn't delve into that too tough. His relationship
Yep.
with his kids
Yep.
didn't delve into the fact that he was a womanizer. Sorry, Bob, you're a
Mhm.
great legend, but that was it. You have kids in every continent. Um, it didn't. It didn't. Yeah, it didn't touch on. I'm sure it was difficult for his family for him to be away so long, and all these little, those things that you sometimes see in biopics
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
movies
Mhm.
where we didn't see much of the personal conflict beyond the politics forcing him to leave the country. But we didn't even really, I don't think we really even got in depth about how he felt and what he was going through at that time. Like even when the cancer part, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Everything was really
Rush.
like
Yeah.
right on the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
my complaint there. It played somewhat like, to that degree, it played somewhat like a TV movie
Mm.
than a movie.
Mm.
Which my other complaint
Go on.
would be it was too short. For biopics are like 2 hours plus nowadays.
Mm.
This was an hour and 40 some minutes, maybe 50. But that's like a normal movie nowadays. Like normal movies.
Yeah.
Dune
Yeah.
is probably like almost damn near 3 hours.
Yeah. Correct.
So for a
I have.
guy of that iconic status around the
Mhm.
world, I think he deserved more of his story to be told. And I've been waiting on this for years, as we discussed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that part of it was a little disappointing. So yeah.
Okay. In my I guess my complaints again, like you said, as much as I said the pros of it being uh shown in 3 years, you're right, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn about Bob, the person, outside of that 3 year rush. So I
Yes.
wanted to know more. And we'll talk about comparing him to some of the other movies we talk about, but that was one, number one.
Mhm.
Um, uh, Number two, I think it was too Hollywood. Too, this is Bob Marley. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they
to a
didn't.
degree. I agree to a
Yeah,
degree.
it was. And when we were talking about, I think you were talking about the fact that it was short. Yes,
Mhm.
again, that's another one.
Mhm.
Short. I think the reason why it was so short
Mhm.
is because he wasn't from the U.S.
No,
Right?
wasn't from any of
They
the
don't know.
major Commonwealth
Yeah, because
because
if
he
you
wasn't
go
British either.
because if you go, and again, we'll compare these later, but if you go to Ray,
Mhm.
Ray is a long movie,
Yep.
and it starts from the beginning. Like, well, it starts from you show Ray as an older person, but then they go back,
Mhm.
they give him the whole story.
Right.
Like, man, the
From
whole story.
childhood, and then
Yeah.
how he
And
went
like,
blind and all that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know Bob
Yeah.
didn't go blind or anything, and nothing
How he
specific or like,
learned to deal with that.
but I
Like,
mean, think about it.
yeah,
Bob Marley was born from a white man,
exactly.
right? And a
Like
lot of
that
people
was
don't
even
know that.
surface.
That
Even
was
that
just
was surface.
yeah, that was just and it was more fantasy like you know how they brought the Selassie and he was running from the bush every time there was a almost like a fantasy
Yes.
sequence. I'm like, no, don't put it into some type of dream sequence. I want to know.
What
I
happened?
want to hear why and what happened.
Right.
I want to see you know where the conflict because
Mhm.
again he was lighter than most because
Mhm.
of whatever. So of course, when he was growing up, he had conflict.
Yep.
But all they did was show him and Rita in their What about him at school?
Yeah.
What about him?
Yes. This
Right?
type of stuff. This type.
Yeah,
What did he experience to make him so revolutionary?
exactly.
That type
He
of
didn't
stuff.
just pop
What?
out of the womb and say, "Yo, I'm gonna
Right.
change things."
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what can and I understand they, again, they touched on all of it. He joined Rastafari. That's part
Mhm,
of what made him the way he
mhm.
is. But what I'm sure some things happened before that, like delving, like you're saying about the father and delving deeper into those things to make us see
Right.
why was he why guy like he kissed Rita once on the cheek in the movie. If that's a real life situation, why was it like that? Like,
Yes,
why
yes.
are they married and it doesn't seem like there's a
The love of his
romance?
life. I never
Yes,
saw one full out kiss.
not one full kiss.
No show of affection.
Well, no,
Now,
I'll say he showed affection, but he
no,
didn't
okay,
show
passionate.
romantic
Yes,
affection.
yes, yes,
Wasn't
yes,
romantic. He
yes.
did tell her he needs her all the time. He told her, you guys to keep her safe. These are signs of affection, but not even a kiss, bro. Like you
Wife.
haven't seen her for like a couple years, and she
And all he
comes
did is hug her.
surprises you, and all you do is hug. If that's
Yo,
the
like,
case, why?
yeah.
Where does that come from?
Now, could it be it could be two things.
Mhm.
Could be truth that they didn't show affection like that,
Mhm.
or it could be a actress conflict. Maybe they didn't
Could
want
be.
to.
Maybe nobody.
We
Yeah,
don't know.
could be.
We
Could
don't
be.
know because we
That's
don't
true.
know the
What's in the
underside of the
contract?
business.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
don't
true.
know the underside of the business. So, and maybe Ziggy didn't want, because I know Ziggy was more of the spearhead of the whole movement here. Maybe he didn't
Mhm.
want to show that type of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, I
Uh,
could see
you
that.
know,
I could see that.
you never know. But yeah,
I could see that.
those are the negatives in terms of what I thought. I thought again, as a lot of people said, they should have had more root into the movie in terms of actors and
Yeah.
actresses, and I
Mhm.
get that. But again, not every
Here's my
Jamaican,
Here's my
not
thing.
every Jamaican is meant for, or is that Hollywood caliber. They wanted a Hollywood caliber movie, so they're gonna
Yeah,
put
but by
Hollywood.
whose measure? Okay,
Come on now,
because you were gonna say
we can't say art,
well,
like that's their measure.
that's the problem,
That's
and
their
I
measure.
understand that. This is what happened. Well, and I don't
Mhm.
know because we'd have to do some more research on who produced, who directed, who was
Well,
greenlit the film, all these stuff.
yeah.
I don't know how much. I know the family are credited as producers, but they sometimes
Mhm.
do that because the family, that's a contract in order to use the story. They own the rights to Bob Marley's story.
Right, right.
So we're going to make you producers and pay you for it. Like that's another way for them to get some income off. It
Yeah,
doesn't
take
necessarily
control.
mean they have a lot of input on the decision making.
Right, right.
So that's a questionable thing. Now, we were talking about Rita. I keep see, it's only natural for me growing up in a Jamaican household to call her Rita. That's a natural thing. Rita is
That
how the
that's
Canadians would
yeah,
pronounce your name.
that's a more Anglo-Saxon type of
Yeah,
way of
but that's
saying
just to
it.
go to show you that it doesn't have to be. That's a slight example of it. Doesn't have to be a Jamaican-born actor.
Right,
Obviously, it would be more authentic if it is, and I'm not
right.
disputing that they maybe should have tried harder to get Jamaicans in there. My problem with any Hollywood film that has Jamaicans or anybody that is not American,
Mhm.
there are enough actors in America that they can find to play this part.
I'll
Never
even go
mind
one
that.
I even go one
They
further.
use mostly English people in this film.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you there's enough actors in this world.
This is why I get upset when they do the things they do in movies. Because
Right.
again, and I'm going by my own culture. Nollywood is one of the biggest things in the world.
Yep.
You don't have to be the best
Yep.
in
It's
the
the biggest. One of the
production,
biggest. Yep.
but you have actors in Nigeria that can act as a Nigerian. So why would you go get a Haitian to go play a Nigerian? You're telling
Yep.
me not one person in one of the largest populations in the world can play an African doctor? Come on, man. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Some people just want it done their way. and they
And
think their vision is the only vision.
there's another part to this, and I'll give
Mhm.
them this bly. There is the part of name recognition. That's what the studios are going to want actors that you see their name and you know who they are, especially in a bigger film, and you're going to go watch that. That's fine with me. That's actually
Yes and
not
no
a.
for
I
me.
don't have a problem with that.
But that okay,
Again,
okay.
I I'm sure there are actors that are good enough to learn well enough how to speak in these dialects or these accents that you don't have to get some half-assed guy just because his name is Robert Redford to play, I don't know, whatever, to play an Irishman. You can
Mhm,
find an actor of Irish descent
mhm,
that's good enough. And he doesn't
mhm.
even have to be of this what I'm even saying. They don't even have to be of Irish descent, but get the input of of an Irish person to listen to him talk and say,
You
okay,
should.
yeah, that's the one. He's good enough. We could
Mhm.
go with that. But it seems like they just pick anybody because, and I think this mostly happens to both of our points to black countries.
Mhm,
Oh no, I can't
mhm.
say that. I can't even say that because it happened to South Asians too. With Apu's a white guy from like he's a white guy
Oh,
doing an Indian accent
yeah,
on the
okay.
Simpsons. So things like this happen.
No, you're right. You're
From
right.
back in the day, the dude that was in Short Circuit who was supposed to be Indian, he's white. He's a white
You're
guy.
right.
Even Al Pacino in Scarface,
Yeah. Although that's a legendary movie, if
he
they
is
actually
not
used
Cuban.
yeah,
He's not even
if you use
Latino.
do you think if they use the actual ethnicity of the actual character, would that hit even better? The movie itself?
See,
Because I
that's
wanted to challenge you on
okay.
something you said about star power. Because
That's the
everybody was
argument that they'll make is that yeah, because I can't say Scarface would be better if they chose an actual Cuban. I can't say that because they didn't,
mhm,
and
mhm,
it's a classic, or
mhm,
for most
mhm,
people, it's a classic.
mhm.
So that's a hard argument. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But what I do know, and that's an exception. I don't know. I mean, you might have to talk to some Cubans and
Mhm,
see how they feel about his portrayal of them.
mhm, mhm.
For us outside looking in, that seemed like a passable portrayal.
It was good.
But again, most Jamaican, most West Indian
Mhm.
I've seen, they've been terrible. Like this is probably one, especially on a Hollywood movie scale.
Yeah.
This might be the best. It might be the best I've seen.
Yeah, and, like I said, we were gonna bring up, I guess, comparisons and so forth,
Mhm,
and I guess we can even go with not even a biopic, but even man like Chadwick Boseman
mhm.
playing T'Challa in
Yeah,
Black
yeah,
Panther.
yeah.
It wa you had to get used to it,
Yes.
right? You had to get used there
What?
were Africans in that movie. They
Yes.
used Africans, but they were
Okay.
famous Africans in
And
that movie.
here's my thing with that. My only retort,
Mhm.
it's not a real place.
Yes, I
So
yes.
that's the only thing I could give
So,
them. They
but
said it
I'm
was
gonna
in Africa, but it's not a real place.
this.
So
So here's what I want you to do then for me.
mhm,
If you can access Disney Plus, I think we talked about the new Nigerian uh uh animation that's on there called
oh, I seen it.
Iwaju.
I was planning to watch it. I
Yes.
seen the commercials.
They used Africans,
Right,
Nigerians
right,
for their voices.
right.
This
So
is
why
why
can't they do
this is
that?
why I was so intrigued to watch it, and I
Yeah,
watched it with my daughter. She loved it. I
right,
loved it because
right.
I like my name was in it, right?
Oh, dope.
So yeah, everything of me just came out. Yes, it was futuristic and it's
Yeah,
not really exist, but Nigeria is a place,
yes.
right?
And
Little
that's all I need.
that's exactly.
Who cares if it's in the future? It's in Nigeria.
Yes.
They could took some creative license because it's in the future,
Hmm.
but Nigeria is a real place today,
Right.
so we're gonna be expecting something.
Right. And again, that movie hits.
Okay.
As funny and as out of this world it would be, it
Mhm.
still hits.
Right.
I would watch that with my daughter on a regular basis if I could.
Right. Right.
Right. That's how good. But again, if these folks in Disney can find voice actors
Mhm.
to do this little 6 episode series, there's bound to find
They
somebody to
can
do
find
that.
it, bro.
You know
They
what I
can
mean? Sometimes I think it's laziness. sometimes it's just money. They
Absolutely.
don't want to pay people the
It's
travel or whatever.
I don't think it could be the money because you're gonna pay who you're gonna get regardless. You're paying
Well,
that
no,
person
yeah, but
regardless.
again, flying expenses, all that stuff. Some of these guys, they just live next door. Hollywood is Hollywood, so these
Yeah, but
guys
not
live.
anymore, bro. Because look at even like we're talking about the Black Panther. Most of those people are from Europe.
Mm,
Most of those
true.
main actors are from Europe, besides Chadwick and
Mm-hmm,
Angela
hmm.
Bassett.
Yeah.
Well, and the first one was with Michael B. Jordan. But most
Mm.
everybody else in that film
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is from
English.
Wakanda is from England or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Except what's his face there? Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker too.
Forrest Whitaker was in
There's,
there.
there's a
Real.
few, but mostly, like mostly
Yeah.
speaking,
Oh yeah.
just like the One Love movie. Most of the people are English, and that's another argument that has been made before we move on to like comparisons
Hmm.
is that English actors are getting these roles to act these parts. Part of that is because England is not a melting pot like we talked about on one
Yeah.
episode. It's not a
Right.
melting pot like America. Americans usually lose their cultural identity and become
Correct.
American. So
Correct.
your second or sometimes first generation American doesn't no longer can speak like their parents. Sometimes in case a lot of cases don't speak the language
Yeah.
that of their parents' homeland.
It's true.
Whereas in England and places like Canada,
Hmm. Hmm.
you'll have that. They can't tell me they can't find these people. But again, they're out there in America. America's way too big, way too many people that they can't find these people to act these parts.
I just think they didn't try hard enough
Yeah,
to
I agree.
find. And hey,
I agree.
this is why we want to start the comparison. Although we are going to say, sorry, musical biopics, but I had something pop in my head and like, you know what? The biopics that have done well
Mhm.
were American legends.
Mhm.
And the only reason is because America knows their full story. Malcolm X, probably the greatest biopic
Oh, that's
of all
wild.
time,
Bro. That's
right?
funny that when you say that, it's wild.
It's an American man, and they
Yeah.
went from the beginning,
Yep.
right? And they went
Damn
through
near a
the
3 hour movie.
and that's a 3.5 hour movie.
Mhm.
They did not miss anything. I believe, again, it's my opinion. I believe that is the greatest biopic ever made
One of my
because
favorites.
the
Might be my
person
favorite.
they chose fit that role to the point
And
where
he this is
he
what I'm
trained.
saying.
Yeah,
He
he trained.
worked to become the character because
Yes,
he's a
yes,
great actor.
yes.
So maybe to your point, that's what they don't want to pay for. Somebody who's going to work to become the person
But
that they're playing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That
That's where they're
that
taking the
might be a
easy way
point.
out. They're saying, you
Yeah.
know what, just stop this guy. He has a work ethic. We don't
Yeah.
have to do so much with him. It won't take so long. Here you go.
That's
That's what
feasible.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's what I
definitely
meant by
feasible.
in terms of cutting
That's
corners
definitely
because
feasible.
you could always train somebody. Again, an actor in India, you're telling me they can't play an Indian person, an East Indian person in a movie?
Easy. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
And if you wanted them to do a certain way, train them a little bit and they'll
No,
get there.
come on.
But come on. It's just weird.
Absolutely.
But yes, in terms of the biopics, again, I think that the American biopics get all that love because it's their story.
Well, I can't argue with you because it's so I was saying it's wild that Malcolm X would be up there because of the character Malcolm X was
Hmm.
and how they vilified him
Hmm.
for many years until
Hmm.
that movie was made, pretty much. So
And
for
then they
that to
flip the script.
be, yeah, for that to be so big is it makes sense that it's because he's an American.
Hmm.
Now, the Bob Marley movie is doing pretty well. Actually, it's doing really well considering how much they spent.
You know
And
what? I do believe it's because it's Black America or Black people in general. Worldwide numbers will probably be different. I don't know the numbers, but worldwide numbers probably be different than the American numbers.
it's up there. It might be doing a lot better in the world. Maybe I don't know either. I can't remember.
Right.
I've seen it, but I don't.
I'll get stats later for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't
But yeah.
remember. But again, the reason why I ever wanted this pick is because Bob Marley supersedes borders. He it's bigger than America or he happened to come from Jamaica. It's not
Mhm.
any different than
The Beatles.
the Beatles, I hesitate to use Elvis because I feel like he's only really big in America.
He is only big in America,
Yeah.
so I can't use him.
Who else is there? Whitney
Mick J
Houston, Michael
Mick
Jackson,
Mick Jagger,
Mick
like, there's
Jag
some
these
big
guys,
time
Rolling Stone, like
Rolling
these
Stones,
people,
Queen.
Queen,
Mhm,
surpass borders. They're
mhm,
bigger than
mhm.
that.
You're right.
And that's why you make a pick about a guy like this because it's
Mhm,
going to, regardless, it may not hit in America, it may not
mhm.
hit in Jamaica, but it's gonna hit.
It could be the biggest movie in Thailand right now, it could be, because they love that person, and
Right.
they have put that effort or energy to learn and boost that image around everywhere. So, yes, I definitely agree
Definitely
with you.
Europe. Europe
Definitely agree.
is definitely that movie's gonna do good in Europe,
Oh,
definitely.
100%,
But,
100%.
yeah, so yeah, I'm happy
When
they made it though. Like, I'm not upset about it at all. There's nothing like even my complaints are like, "Yeah, well, you can't get it perfect." So I'm happy they actually made it because I for a long time, I was like, "Are they gonna make this? Are they
Yeah,
ever gonna make a Bob
yeah,
Marley film?"
yeah, yeah. And I guess I thought the same thing with a few others. I didn't know they were going to make other biopics of musicians such as Elton John's Rocket Man.
Yeah, I could see them doing that.
That was alright.
Yeah.
Uh, the one again, another, movie that kinda hit me in the same way of Bob, but it was more detailed, was the
Mhm.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen story.
Never
That
watched that one. It was good?
it's amazing. It's
Yeah?
amazing. Only because they dug deep, and because I think of the person itself, Freddie Mercury, and how
Yeah.
he's such an icon is why they did it so much in America anyways, why they did it so much. And I'm like, "Man, yeah, they went all the way in from the beginning all the way to when before he died." And
Yeah.
that's a long movie. That is a very long movie, but it's detailed. Again, like
How
the
long
Bob
is it?
movie, let me just check. I'll
What is
check
it,
right
like
now.
2 hours plus?
It's possibly, yeah. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is that long
So you
because
sorry, you watched both the Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man?
yeah, oh yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah,
shoot,
oh yeah.
sorry. Jeez.
That is again, two movies that I think is done very, very well.
Mhm.
I don't see the length of the movie. Let me just see if I can find the length of this movie. It doesn't tell me here on Wikipedia, but that's all right. That's all right. No big deal. But yeah, that was done very well. Ray, again, another one.
Yeah, that's one
An
of my favorites.
amazing movie that was
Yeah,
done. And again, it was an American legend. That's
yeah.
why they knew the story, and they had people to chime in on the stories. We even not even musical Ali the movie.
Mhm.
I loved it, but I didn't because it's too short. You know what I'm saying? I
Which
thought it was
one?
too short.
The Will
Ali, the
Smith
Will
one?
Smith. I
That
think it was too
wasn't
short.
short, bruh. Oh, you
No,
mean for
no,
his
no.
life?
For the life, yes, for
Okay.
the life,
Okay, I can
yes.
see
Because
that.
I've watched documentaries. I've studied Ali for years. I've known
Yeah.
almost every fight he's had. I've
No.
understand the trials and tribulations, the womanizing, the children he's had, all that stuff, right down to the Parkinson's. They
No.
didn't finish. They didn't do anything after
It
the
was
fight he had
only
with
about the
George.
Thriller Manila.
Right.
That's all it really was about.
So
Similar, but with guys, and I do understand, even though as fans we want more. I do
mhm.
get it's tough to tell their whole story
Yes.
in a
Yeah.
few hours. I get,
Yes.
especially for guys like Bob and Ali and
Mhm.
these guys, it's a little tough.
When they
But
have such a big mhm.
then on the other spectrum of it is what you named, like Ray and X, like they were able to do it.
Right.
It had to be a little longer, but they were able to do it, and it was entertaining. What I
Mhm.
find interesting, however,
Mhm.
I don't know if you looked up like the box office numbers for the biggest biopics. What I find interesting, just off the top of our heads of what we're talking about, X and
Mhm.
Ray
Mhm.
being big ones.
Right.
These are both because I don't consider Ray to be, at least before that film, to be considered an American icon as much as a Black American icon.
Okay.
Similar to X, like they're known by other races and other people in America. They are that big, but I don't know if they were glorified or you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
like
saying.
if to make a comparison, people are more like likely to have a picture of Martin Luther King up than they would have of Malcolm X in their house,
Oh, this is
especially
true.
prior to that film being released. Ray,
Now,
again, Ray's not really,
he's not a person you put on your poster on your wall,
no, not
but
not for
Ali, you
most
would.
people. But Ali's probably the great exception in between those
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
I would say
But that's
Ali's a
because
great
that's more
exception.
because of
Yeah.
what he did in
Yeah.
terms of like he was a boxer, you know.
Marley being an exception too. I think he would be on a lot of people's walls.
He
Yeah,
probably still is right now.
absolutely.
And I do believe I've read this that his albums are now resurfacing and going back on the
Oh
chart, like
yeah, I could
they're
absolutely
blowing
see
up
that.
again.
That
So
makes sense. They'd be
yeah, for
stupid to
sure.
not do it that way.
Exactly. So that's the big thing. But the highest grossing, I knew this for sure, uh, musical box office biopic was the Bohemian Rhapsody, making
That's the
216.3
highest.
million. Yeah, yeah.
When did that come
It
out? Like 2 3 years ago?
it was 2018 actually.
18,
Yeah,
19, 18.
18.
Okay,
So
that's
that's
the
all right.
highest. I'm actually kind
Yeah,
of surprised.
yeah, yeah. But
I'm a little
again,
surprised. But
the thing about
mhm,
it, like you said, we're talking about American icons or biopics, and the run after that, which also I watched, and
mhm.
it's very good, is Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash story.
That's
That
number 2.
oh man, have you not seen that one?
I
You
heard
need
it's good, but I'm still
oh, it's
surprised it's number 2.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I heard it's good. I heard it did
That
good. I
is
heard
his
it was good.
best performance, only because of again he did the mannerisms. Just like
No,
you can compare what he did is what Denzel did.
learn the
He
character.
you saw Johnny
Yeah,
Cash in
yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix, just like you
yeah,
saw Malcolm in Denzel and
uh-huh,
Ray with Jamie Foxx. When
mhm,
an actor physically you see it,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden they get the training to be
They
them.
become the person, they don't play the person.
I'm telling you,
Yeah, that's
that's
key.
exactly. Remember, I don't know if I told you, but I watched a documentary about the Malcolm X, and
Mhm,
Spike Lee said he was talking about a time where he was writing a script, writing the doing a rehearsal with Denzel,
mhm,
and he was done
mhm,
the lines, and Denzel kept on going in character. I
mhm.
said, and Spike Lee said, "Yo, I didn't write that. He just kept on going." I said, "That was Malcolm. That wasn't
Bigger than
Denzel.
that, bro. The story is he never broke character the whole time they filmed it.
Never."
When they were filming or not on and off camera, he was Malcolm X 24 hours a day during
I
that
heard
time.
I heard it scared him.
Yes, I've
Yeah,
heard that. I heard a couple of actors were saying
yeah.
that.
They
Angela
said it's
Bassett, a few of them were like he's really into this. Like,
yeah,
but
and that's
that's
why
yeah, that's an actor, bro.
that's
That's
why he's legendary. That's why Denzel is
absolutely,
legendary, 100%.
absolutely.
So yeah, Ray, like
Hmm.
again, Ray is another top 5. Well, he's in the 4, but he's top 5. Going down the list, La Bamba, uh, in
The
terms of
Obama's what?
La Bamba's number 6. I'm sorry, number
Okay.
5. Number 5,
Hmm.
right? Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me so much, but
Again,
it
but
should.
it's an American icon. Richie Valens is in the US. Richie Valens is not
Come on,
an
man. Richie
icon, but
Valens.
they made him an icon.
Well, with the movie, but I'm saying, okay, no, yeah, you're right. You are, yeah. It's
He's
more about the
American, right?
entertainment. It's the
Yeah,
entertainment. Yeah.
yeah. And again, right after that, I mean, going through the again to roll out the top 10, All Eyes on Me is on there,
Okay. I'm
right?
a little surprised at that too.
What's Love Got to Do with it? Number 8.
You know what the thing is too, though. Actually, the other factor with this is a lot of these movies came. Well, no, the top two didn't.
What's that?
I was gonna say a lot of the movies came out prior to streaming,
Um,
but three of the I
the
think three of those you named not so much.
okay, well, let's see. The top Walk the Line, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, Ray. Ray came after, sorry,
Just
before
a little
streaming.
bit. We're
Yeah,
about around the same
204.
earlies.
It's
Yeah,
04. La
yeah,
Bamba, that's the only one, 1987.
yeah. In the top five. Okay,
Yeah, and then
okay.
Jersey Boy, that's a Clint
That's up
Eastwood
there.
musical.
What
Yeah,
the hell is? I
yeah.
would have never guessed all of that.
All Eyes on
Oh, okay.
Me.
Hold on. You know what though? You did music. I'm
Yes.
very interested to see Just.
Just regular
Biopic.
biops. Okay,
Yeah.
let me
Who
see if I can.
I want to see. That's very interesting. But because what's love got to do with it is not in there?
It is. It was top 10.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was in there.
All right.
But was that a biopic of Tina though?
Yes. Yes.
It
Absolutely.
was.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I watched it, but I didn't watch it.
And did they put 8 Mile in there?
No, no, they did not.
Okay. Because it's not. That's what I'm saying. I don't consider that a biopic.
Yeah, like you stated, it wasn't okay. Okay. So in terms of highest grossing again, the most recent as of 2023 was Oppenheimer as a biopic. That was
I
just the
didn't
most
realize
recent.
I didn't realize I would have to watch that, but I didn't. I could
That was
see
one about the
why
guy
they
who
thought about
created the
it. Yeah, nuclear bomb.
again, that
Was it
is
atom bomb or nuclear?
American. The nuclear bomb, sorry.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's American. Like as much as it is, that's American history. So I can see
Okay.
why
Yeah.
everybody went to go see it, to
Yeah.
know, right? So then right after that is Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's number
Think
2.
about it. Is number 2 of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, that you need to watch that movie because it is really good. The character, the actor who played the
Yeah.
character that everybody knows played it well.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
I watched a YouTube video of him doing the Band-Aid concert or whatever that he
Mhm.
did in Wembley. They
Mhm.
showed it side by side. It was almost identical to what he
Mhm.
did
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
show.
I
And
see.
again, he might not be the one singing, he lip synced, but he had the mannerisms and everything. It was top notch. I could watch that right now and enjoy
Really?
that.
I'm gonna check
Yeah,
it out.
it's
I'm gonna
that
check
good.
it out.
Right after that
I'm not
was
a big
American
I'm not a
Sniper.
Queen fan, so I wasn't really interested, but I'll check it
Oh,
out now.
you like Queen music though, like the
I
beats and
can't
whatnot. Like,
name songs. The Bohemian Rhapsody is like one of the only songs of theirs I could name.
and you probably only know that because of a movie itself, right?
Probably not.
Because Wayne's World is what
Yeah,
really
but
put
probably
that
not
up on the
before
map.
that. I think I knew it
'Cause
before that.
oh, did you?
I'm pretty sure.
I
I'm
didn't,
pretty sure.
honestly. I didn't. I
I
didn't.
feel like there's
But
another Queen song that I know.
another
Oh,
one bites
yeah,
the dust.
Thing. Yeah, that
We
one.
Are the Champions. Like these
Yeah,
are Queen
yeah, yeah,
songs that
yeah, yeah,
are used everywhere else in
yeah,
commercial and that. So you'll
yeah.
know that after that. But that's why again, because it's so mainstream, that's why it hits so hard.
Mhm,
Sing along, sing along, sing along.
mhm.
Right after that, number 3 was American Sniper.
Oh, yeah. I guess that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that's number what?
But again, that's number 3 of all time for most grossing biopics. Yeah, in box office.
Man, I would have
but
failed this test.
but here's the thing: like the next two,
Mhm,
I'm shocked.
mhm.
I didn't even know. I knew this was a biopic, but it was far fetched, and that was The Greatest Showman.
That's the Barnum and Bailey?
Yeah, that's with Hugh Jackman
I
and
never
and
watched
and
that
Zach.
either.
Again, I love that show because I
Was it
love
good?
musicals. It was good,
Oh,
but
it's
it
a
was just
musical?
yeah, but it's a musical, so
That's what I meant.
you know, right? So you won't yeah, it's just it doesn't hit the same. There's a
No.
lot of singing. I'm like, okay, and I don't mean like singing songs, that are on the charts. No, these are just
They're for
songs.
the
You
movie.
had singers
Okay.
singing.
Did they tell the story about his life, or was it more about creating of the circus?
They started with the life that
Mhm.
blended into the
Okay.
circus.
Alright. Good.
So the
Yeah.
circus took over, and then yeah,
Mhm.
but it was a good movie, yeah. And
Okay.
then the last one was the in the top five, and it was the King's Speech, and that
What's
was the
that one about
British
again?
one. That's about the stuttering. Is it Prince Andrew or whatever, or
The
King Andrew
speech
or whatever
coach
his
and
name?
stuff?
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was
like I
about the.
watched
You probably have. I haven't watched it myself. The King's Speech. Uh,
I
and
feel
then to
like I
knock out the rest, The Wolf of Wall Street, Catch Me If You Can, Schindler's List, Green Book, A Beautiful Mind, The Blind Side, and The Pursuit of
I'm
Happiness.
okay. See, I didn't even remember. I'm actually shocked Schindler's List isn't higher. That
I
one
think I
kinda
think
shocks
I think it's because of where it is,
me. Like
like what
timeline?
happened, the Holocaust. That's probably why it's that slow because a lot of people don't want to remember the
Where
Holocaust.
you make sense there, but I would also think that is also be a reason why it would be because they claim to not want to remember it, but they keep
Mhm.
reminding us about it. So I would assume, and considering, let me leave it alone. I'll leave that to Kanye.
But no, you're right. You're right because
I
it should be. If that's the case, it should be up there with Oppenheimer. Although
That's
Oppenheimer is
what I would
new
think. I would think it'd be higher.
because of the whole
Right.
the effects on history.
Yeah.
I get
But
it,
there is something to be said about the recency bias in this. Like the newer movies are gonna be higher because they're newer. Like
and
they're not.
and they're more exciting. There's more pop to them.
Yeah.
Schindler's List was
Yeah, more
made
people are gonna
in
watch it.
'93.
Right. I don't know if people are still watching Schindler's List, like renting it and you know what I mean, or streaming
Yeah,
it like they did
yeah.
when it.
Where can you find it? Unless you have it on DVD, you're not making that money
I'm
because
sure you can
again,
find
it's
it online somewhere. I'm sure you can.
yeah. No, what I'm saying is like you don't buy the DVD anymore,
Yeah,
or it's not on Netflix, or it's
it's
not
mostly
on
a
Prime.
bootleg thing for those ones.
Exactly. You're
Yeah,
going to find it somewhere else. So there's no money that's traveling. No red tape following that
yeah.
purchase or that watch.
Okay.
But
Lastly, before we go, it is very important.
mm.
What number is Crush Groove on the list? Fat
Trust.
boys. Yeah, man.
Oh,
That's a
Crush
legendary
Groove.
biopic with Demo. It's legendary.
Thing is, though, like now, before we do go though,
Mhm,
the most anticipated
mhm.
biopic is coming out.
What's that one now?
The Michael Jackson biopic
Oh yeah, and my
is
girl is
coming
in it.
out.
Man, my wife's in it.
Yeah, Neil
A lot of
Long is
people,
in there.
a lot of people don't know we're married, but she
Don't tell
doesn't
my
know.
girlfriend.
She doesn't know. Yeah, don't tell my girl. But, me and Nia have some on the side, like
That
her former fiance and his office romance. Nia hit me
he
up
just
right
didn't
after.
catch you guys.
Yeah, they
He
hit me
didn't
up
catch
right
you guys.
after. Well, we're caught now. It's okay, Nia. It's out. It's out.
Oh, it's out. It's out. But
Yeah,
like I
yeah, I
said,
forgot about that one.
but I heard it's supposed to be TV movie.
Oh,
That's what I
you know
heard.
what though, man? You know what?
Because they've done a whole bunch of TV movies with that family, the
It's tough.
Jacksons.
It's tough for Mike to get a biopic at this point because yeah, there's so much we've seen. They had the Jackson Family miniseries, which was great.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest ones I've ever seen. Like if we're just talking biopics, TV
Yeah,
or
it
movie,
was done
that's one of the
well.
best ones I've ever seen.
The New Edition one was
New
also
Edition was
done very
tough.
well.
The Bobby Brown
Oof.
story was tough.
Yep.
Temptations was tough.
Whitney Houston's I Want
Which
to
one?
Dance with Somebody.
I
That was
didn't watch
good
that
too.
one. I
The
didn't watch
movie, that was pretty good
that.
too.
I didn't watch that one. I watched
Mm.
the Lifetime one, which is cool.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
and the Bobby Brown life was it Bobby Brown? No, it was Whitney and Bobby. I think that one was.
The Whitney and Bobby. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
had two, I
We,
think. On
we
life.
had something in common type of thing. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember that.
but yeah. Okay,
Mike's
Mike.
not gonna.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's a tough one. I don't know if I'm interested. You know who they need? Okay, we'll end it right here. Let's end it right here.
Go ahead.
Who do you want to see? What's the biopic that you really like? It's not even that it's never been done. It might have been done, but you think it could be better. But who do you want to see? I prefer never been done, but that might be a little more difficult. Whichever one you could come up with.
Well, never. You know what?
Hmm.
And I've been watching some series about it. I need
Hmm.
a proper Hulk Hogan
That's not bad.
biopic.
Yeah, that's not bad
A
at all.
Hulk Hogan biopic.
see
I will
that.
watch.
Yeah, I could see that.
They've done wrestler and whatever, but
Yeah.
I need
No.
a Hulk Hogan biopic.
I could see.
And I mean, you need to put all the
Yeah,
whole trial, the steroids trial, the
Yep.
conflict with Randy Macho Man Savage, him
Everything.
moving. I need everything in that one.
Yep. His
That
racist
one.
rant, everything. Yeah.
Yep, everything.
Have
Put
you
it in
watched before I move on? Because I keep meaning to watch it, I keep forgetting the Iron Claws.
I watched it right off the hop. I
I'm
watched it.
forgetting it, man. I gotta go watch it.
I watched that movie probably the second week it came out, but now I've been hooked onto wrestling again, and I just watched. I'm watching the series there. No, it's a dark side of the ring. Yes, and I just watched their story.
Yeah,
and it's so like they got everything. That movie they got everything. Yes, it wasn't perfect, but they got everything. And that's why it hit me like you almost ready to cry in that movie.
that's
It hits because you just feel bad for the family, man.
Yeah, they
you
were
feel
cursed,
bad.
quote unquote.
Oh man,
I heard.
you feel bad.
I gotta
I
watch
feel
that one.
bad.
I gotta watch that one.
Okay, what about you?
Okay, so mine, because I was just gonna say it, would be
Mhm.
Prince. It's Prince's
That is
time now,
so
man. We've had James
true.
Brown, we've had Michael Jackson. Only of that trilogy of those type of performers, we haven't had Prince. We need
Yeah, you're
Prince, man.
right.
We
You're
also
right.
need, and a very close second,
Mhm.
Marvin Gaye
Hmm.
for me.
Was he controversial though? Because again, they only make the movies because it's controversial. Because Prince,
You
was he
remember how Marvin Gaye
controversial?
died, brother?
Yeah, yes. But, I mean, he's perfect. A perfect example, or the pretty much polar. No, I'll say the identical case was the Selena movie,
Yeah,
right?
but it's the thing. Selena was around for what, 2 years, and she
Yeah,
has like two biopics.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah,
And she was an American, so there's no, what is the excuse there?
yeah. It was correct. It
Marvin
was
needs
just
let me just tell you, when you say was he controversial? Marvin was a drug addict. Marvin was
yeah.
a gal thief. Marvin married Berry Gordy's sister and had a baby with their cousin, although apparently that was planned. Some people say it was planned.
Oh,
Bobby Womack, how's it go again? Something to do with a love triangle with Bobby Womack, Marvin Gaye, and another woman, I believe. So there's things, man.
really?
Marvin has a story, bro.
Have they ever
He's
done
probably,
a TV like a documentary on
yeah,
Marvin?
yeah, because
I
that's
need
how
to
I know
watch
a
one of
lot of those
those.
things. That's how I know a
Yeah, I
lot.
need to watch one of those. I didn't know that stuff.
Yeah, they definitely, Marvin, he did a whole album dedicated because in the divorce settlement, he had to come up with money like to pay. So his
He did it.
album royalties was the divorce settlement. That's a story in itself as an artist. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
We need one on Marvin. We need one on Marvin for sure.
Marvin, Prince, I would definitely
Yeah.
love to see. But again, who would play Prince? You got to be someone out. I don't know
Might be
because
somebody we don't even know yet.
yeah, and that's and going back and before we go, going back, everybody's saying how they don't. How should I say this? It's so Hollywood, right? You're saying that they needed star power. You know what? People come from nowhere and they
Yeah,
can become superstars.
yeah.
Chadwick, I didn't know Chadwick Boseman
Yep.
before, and
He's
all of a sudden he hit movie after movie after movie. I'm like, give that person a chance, get that trust in him. If he
yeah,
fails, okay, he fails
I
or
agree.
she fails. But give that if you think that person's the one for you and you train them to be that person, man,
I
you'll hit.
agree. But we're not spending the
Yeah,
money, so easy
yeah,
for
that's
us.
the
But I
thing.
agree.
They make that choice.
Yes, sir.
And in the end, though, I think, like I said, the movie was great. All the hate that was on there, I don't think it was well
Yeah,
deserved.
unwarranted.
Yes, unwarranted hate because there's a lot of underlining politics that Jamaicans have with the
Mhm.
situation in
Yeah.
concerning Rita, concerning Ziggy, concerning everybody else that involved. I mean, people who were complaining that Damien wasn't even in the movie or mentioned or whatever. But you know what? It was three
He wasn't
years.
even born.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah,
So
it's
again,
okay, man. Well, you can't mention everybody. So
they were
a
trying to
few of
say
these
he
things
should have
weren't
played
mentioned,
Bob. I'm like, he's not going to play Bob because he's already old.
and maybe he can't act.
Well, that's true too. That is true too. And in the end, I am definitely happy to have seen it. Any other movies that you were looking to to go see? I did start watching the What You Eat documentary with the twins.
Yeah.
I just started
Movie
watching that.
wise, nothing I could think of. A movie wise, off the top of my head, I haven't watched. I've been watching so many TV series of late.
Mm,
None too. You know what you should watch since we're talking about Jamaican
yeah.
accents?
Mhm.
Black Cake. It's a good show.
Black Cake.
Yeah,
Okay.
good limited series. It's a good show.
Okay.
Good one.
Okay. I'll check out Black Cake,
Uh,
and we'll definitely talk about it again.
yeah.
But other than that, I know we are on crush for time.
Yes,
Another good
sir.
episode,
In
folks. We did it again, and we're gonna keep on doing it again. All right, we're gonna be
word.
here next time. Peace out, love, and all that stuff. We'll check you out next time. We're out.